Hey, how's it going? So my plan for today is basically just to continue where I left off yesterday. Yesterday, I added in this new pathway. So yeah, I added in this new pathway in the chocolate room that leads down into sort of a little chocolate cave that has a new entrance door into the chocolate room, and this allowed me to also move the elevator from the building that used to be over there that was really cramped on space. I wasn't really happy with how it turned out. I was able to move that to right here. So I was able to have a proper door and to have the ceiling be the full height. Hey, how's it going? So yeah, this is basically inspired from the game, the tie-in game. But yeah, I didn't really do anything other than this yesterday, and today I want to add in a new hallway into this area. And yesterday I was deciding on how I wanted it, like what style I wanted it to be. What I ended up deciding on doing is I'm going to have it run parallel to the chocolate room here in both directions. So there'll be a little bit of an intersection here. And it's going to look sort of similar to the shrinking hallway, except it won't be shrinking. It'll stay one size. And it's going to gradually go down as it progresses. And that'll allow me to get a little bit further underground, because I was looking and it looks like there's a lot of room in here inside the actual building, but there really just isn't. And I don't think I would really be able to put much of anything in this space right here if I was staying above ground and inside the confines of the wall, because right out on the other side is just the outside. So I can't go out there, obviously. There's a little bit more room over here, although it's still not a whole lot. So since this is already underground by probably about roughly 15 blocks, if I can get it down a little bit more, that'll allow me to, have rooms that are a little bit bigger that can be hidden underground. I don't really have plans for specific rooms up here, except for one. I want to put the barbershop room that you see in the movie. I want to put that up in this area. And that won't be hard to do because it should be a pretty small room, so I can put that pretty much anywhere. But yeah, so the first thing I want to do I want to go back over here and just take a look at this. So it's not going to be as wide, I don't think. And like I said, I'm not going to make it smaller, like shrink. But I do think I'm thinking about using the same color blocks, either that or just white. So I'll play around with it, but I do want to have the tiered walls going in, and then I want to have an archway at the top. I chose blue over cyan because in the movie, it had a very slight blue hue to it, like the color of the wall, and I just decided to play into that. Instead of just the full-on gray. I've done a few interesting block choices, specifically here and the puppet hospital room I made green because the lighting is green. And I wanted this room to feel a little bit more blue. I know it's like kind of overdone. You know, the movie doesn't look this blue. But I guess I just decided at the time, because it had the slight blue overlay, that I wanted to go in on that. Thank you. Yeah, the green is definitely very, well, it's very green. I've had a few people ask me about that room in particular, about why I chose green. So yeah, so I'm either going to use that color. Well, I guess I got rid of the... I deleted the elevator up here, so I can't teleport down. I'll just have to go the long way. So I think I'm going to lean towards using the light blue terracotta again. I think. But I need to go down and look at the hallway down here that I built, which was white. I wish there were more shots in the movie of them like just kind of walking in between areas like in the 70s movie. Because there's literally just that one shot of this area. So I could either do the blue, or I could do white, or I could do the combination of white and stone, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. That's only like this because there's a pillar here. Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards... I don't know, I might build one wall blue and one white and see which one I like more. Alright, so pretty much just get started. I'll go off in this direction first since it's smaller. Alright. That's pretty cool. Colored light, but I'm probably just gonna stick with what I have, mainly just because I don't feel like rebuilding the two areas with a different block. Alright, so I need this, like I said, I want the walls to come in a little bit. This can be a pretty tall hallway. But I need the bottom section to be 8 blocks tall because the door is 7, and then I want another extra block on top for space so it's not cut off. So let me just build... I'm going to build a small section for now. I guess if I use white, I could use the quartz stairs would look pretty good. Because there's not really, you know, a stair color that matches this. Because I kind of want to do that. I don't know, let me... So let me think about how tall I want this to be. Like I said, I do want this to be pretty big. Yeah, that's true. I can't really think of an application that I would necessarily use it for other than those two areas, though. Well, I guess... Well, I can think of a lot of different areas that it would be useful, but they're areas that are already built. All the stuff going forward, I can obviously just build with like a blank block from the beginning, and then I could add the light too. Yeah, that would look kind of neat. I am still trying to stick to the philosophy of using as few mods as possible, though. It's just not really something that that I really want to make this a big mod-heavy map. Even if it would only be the second mod that people would need, that wasn't really my vision for this. Because I feel like if I were to start adding in more mods, I would just want to start over with like all the mods I could think of to make it like the absolute closest recreation I can make. But since I didn't do that from the beginning, I just kind of don't really want to, add it in after the fact, because then I feel like it would look kind of, it would clash with itself. It would be a good, I feel like that would be a good build for someone start fresh, They could do that from the beginning and it would look pretty impressive. Because, I feel like if I added in a bunch of different mods now that could, change the way that the future areas I build are built, it would clash with the areas that don't use that. So, like the lighting mod, for all the future rooms I build, I could just use a very neutral block, like gray or white, and then add in the lighting. But then you would have areas like the entire Chocolate River ride that I use the blue and magenta concrete for to accomplish the lighting effects. So then those two areas would clash in aesthetics unless I went back and rebuilt, like, for example, the river ride with the lighting mod. That's just how my brain sees it, at least. Yeah, I guess. Then I feel like it would, I don't know, it might feel like kind of like a lot. Because if I use the lighting block from the beginning, because the lighting in the tunnel ride is very subtle, I would have, just used white and then added the lighting, onto the highlights like it is in the movie. I feel like the, blue and magenta concrete with blue and magenta light on top of it would just be a lot. I'm probably just being overly picky, but that's just my philosophy on it. The Chocolate River is actually if I had unlimited time and I had the willpower to take it on, that's the one thing I would rebuild from the ground up. It's the part I'm least happy with, even though it still looks pretty good. It's the one thing that I would like to change. Alright, so something I need to actually think about is how long I want each panel to be before I drop it down. 6. Well, this is 8. Every 8 blocks probably would look okay. And then since this is the center, it can be a little bit wider, obviously. I need to dig this down some. Well, actually, I said I was going to go this direction first, so let me do that. I would change the shape of the roof. Well, honestly, I would redo, basically, like, the entire way I built it is I basically just built boxes that I added the curves to later, and then I dug out the lights in the ceiling. If I were to redo it, I would do it in the way that I built my, like, most recent expansion of the Chocolate River, where I just spawned in a bunch of spheres and then cut them together. Because that's more accurate to how it is in the movie. It's not really like a giant open space. It's like a bunch of spheres with, you know, curving supports that come down. So I would do that if I were to do it over again, but the Chocolate River took me probably the longest of anything outside of just the entire exterior itself. It took so long. No. Yeah. I need to do that. Yeah. Alright, now I'm going to, so I'm thinking if I end up keeping, the blue, I do want to have stairs to break up that, like the hard angle. Where are the stone bricks? Here. And because there's like nothing good that matches this, so this is why I use the stone in the other area. I would do that here to keep it consistent. Not a fan of how that looks, but it is what it is. So I'm going to add this in here, and then the next section I'm going to build with white concrete and then quartz. I'm going to see if I like it better. Actually, I'm going to add one more. One more layer here first. What I'll do is the other side I'll just build with white, and then I can compare the two equally. I'll probably clean that up later. I just noticed this is inconsistent. Yeah, see, like, I don't mind recommendations at all. It's just, I think we're just kind of, I really messed that part up. We're just kind of different in the way that, like, I guess we go about the builds. I don't know, I just like to do a pretty vanilla approach. And that's the, like I said, the 5. Okay, this needs to go up. That's just what I decided I was going to do from the beginning. You know, if I, like, that's something that I would consider maybe doing in the future is like a second build of this, although not as extensive, probably just the stuff from the movie, with like a bunch of mods to make it look like it's not even in Minecraft anymore. Hey, how's it going? Alright, so I'm gonna, let me think about how wide I want this. Well, I need it to be at least as wide as one of these doors, so probably 9 blocks. Alright, so I can speed this up a little bit with World Edit. Okay, 8, 1, 2. And I think this is 5. Yeah, 5 and then 4. Yeah, I would still play Minecraft if World Edit didn't exist. This is, so I've started this same project probably close to 10 times over the past 10, 12 years. And this version and the version before this that I did like a few years ago, or about 2 years ago, I used World Edit for. But all the other ones I just did completely freehand. And it doesn't, you know, I can very easily, like, I could do the whole thing block by block if I really wanted to. But since I have the tool, I just, you know, I'm spoiled now. I don't like how close this is. I want to move this back some. Let's see, so that will be 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have to do it in odd numbers. Oh, I guess I should have got rid of that first. So like that, for example, would have just, you know, yeah, I could have done that by hand, but it saves me so much time that I like using World Edit more. No, I'm not. I'm a very easygoing person. I enjoy just talking, chatting, answering, asking questions. Then I could do this, for example. I wouldn't want to make this wall out of quartz block because the texture would, I think, just look a little bit too much. It's not clean enough. But the stairs, I think, would look pretty good. That seems like that guy and his chat overreacted a wee bit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand why people get so worked up over stuff that doesn't matter. Some people are just, to put it kindly, weird. There's a good weird, which I think everybody should be a little bit, and then there's the bad weird like that, where just why do you even behave like that? There's no reason to. I've never heard of that person, but I don't know. I feel like everyone has a responsibility to act morally to their fellow human to as much of a reasonable degree as possible. Well, I don't know what you guys think, but I think I'm leaning towards the white over this. Yeah, I mean, when someone acts irrationally towards you, especially if it was like a few times, then I think you're warranted in elevating things back towards them. Like, I feel like that's justification. Like, I would do the same thing if someone treated me like that for no reason. And maybe he did have a reason in his own mind to feel so insulted from being asked that question, but you have to, like, you can't just act however you want to other people. You have to treat everybody nicely. At first, at least. You know, like, I'm not someone who uses a lot of mods, but I'm not out here, like, just because you recommend me a mod for me to use, I'm not gonna, like, tell you off for it and, like, insult you and everything. It's just, like, why would someone do that? Still getting used to this. Playing this game at a higher refresh rate than I've been used to for the past year. I keep misclicking more than I used to still. Alright, so I'm pretty pleased with the width of the hallway here. Just wanted to make sure that that was an odd number. Alright, so next I'm gonna do the ceiling, at least on these two sections, and then I can just copy and paste the whole thing, and I won't have to build each little section by hand anymore. I do want to go one more time, look at the ceiling over here, because I don't want it to be exactly the same. Although it is going to be pretty similar, but I'll just change the shape up a little bit. Alright, so the main thing is I don't want the ceiling to be too tall. So I'm just gonna play around with it and come up with something that I like. Well, this actually might end up being similar to the other one because yeah, I kind of like that. So that's not too bad. That only adds 4 blocks. And I should definitely be underground by the time it gets out to here. What I'll probably do is stagger these a little bit, just to make them a little bit more interesting. So like I'll probably actually, I'll make them 2 blocks wide, then I'll recess these ones. Yeah, I think I like that. maybe not. I have to like build it and look at it first before I decide if I like it. I can't just imagine it. I like that, even though it's... it is... I'm not a huge fan of how it's flush with the wall right there, but I think it's okay. And then I might go in and add some stairs, but let me do the last section here first. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, so I just need to make sure that I don't accidentally do them in the wrong order. I am actually thinking of making a new YouTube, like an actual video soon. You know, not a live stream. Oh, see, so this is... I'm gonna have to mess around with this. Yeah, I think I'm doing a video soon of kind of just an update on all the things that I have done and changed since my last like video, which it's been a while at this point. I'm not a fan of how this is going to look. It's gonna look like that. Well, let me give it a shot. Oh, it would also probably help if I actually built this right. Yeah, I need to just add a few more in here. Let's see how this turns out. Okay, now I'm gonna come up with a new design. I don't like how this is all gonna flow together. Yeah, it looks funny from the outside. It looks like one of those like Lego Duplo, like those huge Lego blocks. me try that again. So I'm gonna do something similar, but I'm gonna make sure that it's the same on each side. Yeah, you know, I actually thought of, a few months ago, I had the idea of turning this into somewhat of an adventure map, like with, you know, the whole town out there, where, you know, to get into the factory, you have to actually get the ticket and present it. And having, like, I don't know, like, not make it a video game, but yeah, basically an adventure map where you can collect certain things throughout different areas, but I think that's like bigger than the scope of how much time I'm willing to put into it. So I'm just gonna stick with the like 3D art philosophy, and then if people, you know, wanted to do that themselves, like when the download goes out, then they can do that. But it is something that I thought about. Because I actually have been wanting to start in the town soon. It's just, I don't want to have too many things going on at once, so, or else nothing will get done. So this is the designated new project for now. I still have to go back and finish the last 2 rooms of the Chocolate River. I've been just putting it off for so long because I kind of like burned myself out on it just from making so many of them in such a short amount of time. But it needs to happen soon. Alright, I might do something like this. Okay, no I am not. Yeah. Something like that is more what I had in mind. Yeah, I mean, for like future stuff that I need to have done, I'd be willing to. But it's not going to be anything serious, because it's not going to be an adventure map or anything. So I don't really have a huge need for a lot of redstone or command stuff, but there are a few things that I want done that I would be interested in having you help me with. It's stuff I think we talked about before, like almost a month ago. So like little things like that, I would, you know, want to have that done. But nothing really other than that, I don't think. Over the past month, whoops. I'm just not gonna have the time to do everything exactly like I wanted, even if I'm not the one necessarily doing it. So like, if I wanted to do the whole scope of what I originally had in mind, even if I had help with it, I just wouldn't have the time to do it to the full extent that I would be happy with. So it's just, I just change what I want. It's pretty much just going to be a full-on 3D art map with little interactivity. So you can just go around and, well, what am I doing? I need to think about what I'm doing. I would like to see other people do stuff with it, like after it goes out. I don't want to say like, oh, I'm making like a blank template for people because like it's gonna be like very far finished. But I'd be interested to see like, you know, honestly, like even you, if you wanted, once the download goes out, you could take it and do whatever you want with it, make something cool out of it. Yeah, it's just there's so much like I don't want to say I'm a perfectionist because there's many areas that are not perfect, but I have such a strong like I'm very picky with how the final product is going to be, and less so actually spending the time in the game making it. It would require a lot of thinking and planning, and I just if it was like a year ago, I'd be willing to do it, but I'm just not willing to put in the time and the effort. More so the effort. Maybe not even necessarily the time. I'm just not interested in doing it. Alright, I like how that turns out. Yeah, so not trying to be rude, but ultimately it's not what I want this project to be. So I won't be doing it. Alright, I like that a lot. I guess I should put the floor in and then I can just copy and paste this. And then I'll just add in a slab. Oh, you know what? I just realized something. Shit. I might have to... I need this to be an odd number, because if I want to put doors in here, I can't have it be an even number, and right now it's 8. Alright, well, that's what I get for not paying attention and thinking things through fully. So now I gotta remove this section, extend that by 1, and then I can just copy and paste the single section instead of 2. Yeah, I mean, hey, like I said, whenever I eventually get this thing out, I'd be curious to see if, you know, you could even make something with it. You know, you could do anything you want. I think it'd be really cool to see. Alright, so the easiest way to do this is just going to be to widen that middle one by 1 block. I'm glad I realized that mistake now instead of like when I was about to, oh, I made this too tall, trying to build a door or a room in there and realizing the whole thing is wrong. Alright, so I mean, it's gonna look a little weird with that one being one block wider, but ultimately it needed to happen, or else the doors wouldn't be centered on this wall. Thanks, commentary, I appreciate it. Alright, let me do one last check. Nine, perfect. Thank you, appreciate it. Alright, so I think I want to add some stairs in. Maybe there. Yeah, I like that. Basically, I just want to make sure I get this one little section 100% complete, so I can just copy and paste it and not have to go back and add in all this stuff to the whole thing later. Because I have done that many times and it was very annoying. Might forego the stairs in this part. I think it looks alright though. Alright, and then the last thing is lighting. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. Alright, so we'll just put one in the center. And then I think I might do a more dim light up here. These light blocks are so useful, but I do like still having shadows. So I don't want everything to be lit up too nicely. I'm pretty sure if I put a block here, it's really, yeah, it doesn't even really matter. Pretty happy with that. Okay, now I can go ahead and copy and paste this. I think that should do it. Do it right here. It's gonna look a little clunky with these connecting pieces. Maybe what I can do... I could add in a 10th block. But nah, that would really just... that would really mess things up. I'm probably just gonna live with it. It's fine. It's good enough. It's my philosophy for some of this stuff. At a distance, it looks fine. You know, unless you really go up and try to look for it, it looks good enough. Alright, so yeah, I should definitely be underground by the time I reach this wall. I don't really have a plan on how long I want this hallway to be. I'm just kind of doing an arbitrary amount. Alright. We should literally make it by like 1 block. About. Actually, it might end up sticking up by 1. Yeah, I made that room. It's along the Chocolate River. Perfect. This couldn't have lined up literally any better, even if I planned that. It turned out pretty good, I think. Actually, I mean, we can go look at it. It's very, this hallway is very, cathedral-esque, but I'm okay with it. I'm kind of digging it. I talked about it yesterday, but the reason it's going downhill is 1, so I can get it underground by the time we're on the outside of the factory, and 2, it's because this is how the hallways are described in the book, as them gradually sloping downward. So that's why I did that. Yeah, we can go look at the Square Candies room. So when you see it, you might think it's rather simple. However, I based it off of the illustration in the book, which is just a very simple drawing, obviously, of, you know, literally it's just a table, like it's tables with the Square Candies on them. So there's no crazy machinery or anything like that. It's just a room of the candies sitting on a table. But that is what it is based off of. I think I actually showed this room on one of my first live streams I did, so that's why I don't mind going to it. Or else I would have to keep it a secret. So it's one of these rooms. I think it's this one. Yeah. So before you're to judge, remember, keep in mind the illustration in the book is the inspiration. So it's just a white room with white tables because the drawing in the book doesn't have any color. And then I just put the Lenny face on these glazed terracotta blocks. And it's like 3 rooms big. So I wanted the whole room to be white so it looked like the page in the storybook. So when people play the map for themselves, a lot of them probably won't get the reference to why this room looks the way it does. But it's a little Easter egg just for me, so that's why this is how it looks. And yeah, all of these rooms are complete. on this segment. So I think there's, if I remember correctly, I think there's 7. So this is just the hallway that connects to another area. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. There's 7 of these rooms. They're all done. Except the juicing room. I want to completely redesign it because I don't like it. And then over here, this is just like an illusion. So it looks like the river is larger than it actually is. There's no rooms in here. You can't go in there. Is that a 100% vanilla thing that would like translate to like a new save, like if someone downloaded it, or is that like a mod? See, like that is something that I would be interested in doing. As long as it's 100% vanilla, I would definitely be interested in doing that because it would really add to the effect. And also as long as it wouldn't break when someone downloads the map and installs it into their save file. But yeah, all these rooms along the Chocolate River are done, except the last 2 at the end of this, which is what I was working on before I like took my month-long break. Yeah, I'm fully, I'm sure there's a lot of crazy things that can be done. I just don't know how much is really necessary for this map. Like that, for example, like that would be a very good thing for this map, because it would be a direct reference to what happens 1-for-1 in the book. But there's not a lot else, I don't think, that I would want done just because the map is very static. It's just something to look at. The other big thing that I still want to do, though, is when we were talking about along the elevator minecart ride where the cart and the player has to teleport. That's the other thing that I would want done. I know you said you're not really like one to necessarily just play Minecraft that much or to build a lot, but I think you'd be able to build a very impressive recreation of this thing if you were to do it. Alright, so I'm gonna go the other way now. I don't want to make this too long. Alright, so I did 7 of these. 2, 3, 4, 6. Alright, so I think that is still saved. And then that should do it. I forget, my memory is fuzzy if this is going to automatically carve its way. Okay, yes it does. But I'm gonna dig this down myself anyway. Yeah, that sounds cool. That's like the neatest thing about Minecraft is how versatile it is. Like everyone can have different things they like about it. like, you know, me, like, I don't really, like, that's not really a part of the game I'm interested in. But, like, you know, like you and a bunch of other people are. Just like how I like the building part, but, you know, a lot of people don't. It's just crazy how versatile it is. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right. You know, something that I would like to do with the elevator, and I'm pretty sure this is possible, but don't pardon my ignorance on it. Is there a way that you can add in a custom sound that plays every time you would hit one of those buttons with it being vanilla? Like, I literally just want the elevator ding noise to play when you hit the button if you can. Alright, that's cool. So, then a follow-up question to that would be, is can you have the teleportation command? I'm assuming the way it works is you have the teleportation command in the command block, and then can you also have the play sound command in the same command block, or do they have to be separate? Like, do you need two command blocks, basically, is what I'm asking. I've decided of making a decision. I want to lower this ceiling down to here because I think it's too tall. So I'm going to basically get rid of... I'm going to lower this down to here. You need two command blocks. That sounds pretty interesting. I just can't help but think I would have to go through and change everything. Which I don't know if I want to do. Because the function, right, would essentially be the same. Like, it's accomplishing the same thing, just a different way. Maybe with an extra effect or two. The only one that I really want is the sound. I need to think how I'm going to do this. Okay. I'll just see how much this breaks things. Yeah, I appreciate your willingness to help, truly. I don't want it to come off like I'm not appreciative of it. It's just, I don't know if that's. Don't take it the wrong way. I don't know if that's how I want to go about doing this map. Um, yeah, I don't want that to come off as sounding rude, but that's just not really how I play the game or do my projects. Not to sound pompous or full of myself. But I kind of take... Yeah. Alright, let's see what happens if I do this. That actually worked. I'm surprised I got that on the first try. I like the ceiling being a little bit lower, I think. And that can just stay there, that's fine. Yeah, it probably doesn't really make sense. I don't know how to describe it, really. I think probably a part of it is I like doing things. I like being able to say I did things myself. Cool. I will be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, let me continue on with this. How big is this one? 18. Just realized that this got a little bit messed up. It's nothing too bad, I can fix it pretty easily, but as long as this is okay, which it is, that's all that really matters. Actually, that one was right. I need this to be 2 blocks above. Alright, I know that this has sort of changed my original design a good bit, but I think it still looks good. I'll have to go through and fix those lights too. Oh, whoops, I did the exact same thing again. Another thing I haven't really thought of is, I don't know how many rooms I'll necessarily put in this hallway. I'm probably not going to fill it up as much as the other areas. I probably have at least a few of them on each side of the hall. No, you're good. I just, you know, it's a good open discussion to have. And I can understand how it would be frustrating on your end that I'm not really interested in doing a lot of this. But ultimately, that's probably the decision I'm going to make, so it is what it is. Let me just do this. No. Yeah. Oops. I really need to make sure I do this right, because I do not want to have to come back and redo this. Alright. Now, how's this going to work if I do just every other space? That's what I thought. Alright. Middle is right there. Yeah, I don't know why I just didn't do this from the start. I mean, I guess this roof is going to have to be different anyway, because this is it's just a different length in these smaller sections, so just think of exactly how I want it to look. I think I built this. Is this not centered? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it isn't. Huh. Well, that actually, I can fix that pretty easily. I just need to grab this and move it back by 1. Oh, let me just get rid of this. Set air. Oh shit. The door, like with the front entrance of the puppets, I haven't really decided. I kind of forgot about that, to be honest with you, since like the month-long break I took. I kind of forgot about it. Just let me think about it for a little bit, and then I'll be able to get back to you on it. Well, that was stupid. I don't think that did anything. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. I need to undo. Did I? Oh, I don't think I clicked that. Whoops. Oh, I was clicking just this. Just to be sure. Alright. Copy. Let me just make sure that that's selected right. Okay. Paste. Now that should be 7. Yes. And then this should be just 1 block back. Yeah, alright. Now, this should be in the true center. So I'm gonna have to redo these again. Alright, yeah. This is originally what I thought it was going to be until I realized that that was not centered. So I'll just go alternate between 3 and 2 blocks wide. It should be fine. actually almost hopped on and did all this off camera last night, but I ran out of time to do so. I know this is a lot of the stuff that I build on these streams is probably kind of boring, but I think I said it before. This build is made of many boring things that put together makes something that looks cool. So it's not like the most exciting thing to make step by step. If that makes sense. But I appreciate those who are watching. Okay. I am happy with how this is going. What side is this? Alright, so this is the side I have a lot more room in. I really wish I could have thought of ideas to have inside of the actual structure itself, but it just doesn't really work out well. The only thing... I know I've showed this before. Oh, this is a bad angle. But the only thing that's actually inside the factory proper is the puppet show, the shrinking hallway, and then this cylinder is the chocolate room. Everything else is not on the actual premises. So at least this hallway also will be as well. And obviously I can't really put any rooms on this side because I have no room, because the chocolate room is right here. So they're all going to be on this side, I think. And I was contemplating extending like another hallway out that way, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. Alright, so well, let me see here. What level am I on? 49. Into the surface, that's 71, so 22 blocks. So I am slightly... So what I'm worried about is I obviously have all the room inside of here that I can contain a room. But as soon as I'm outside, so like especially over here, as soon as I'm outside here, the top of anything I build cannot be higher than the ground level, obviously. And that's only like 20 blocks from where the hallway currently is. So that means if I were to do like a sphere room, like most of them are, I could only do a sphere size of 10, which is the full size would be 20 blocks, and that's really small. It's less of a problem over here. I have this extra room to deal with, but still I can't go out any further than these walls. So what I could do is I could make this hallway just a lot longer and make it huge. And I guess, you know, really that's how it's described in the book, but I don't know. I'd be worried it would be almost too much. while I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna put the signs on. And for right now, I'm just gonna leave this open. I feel like a good spacing for the doors be like, I can put one here and do it like, well, these are 9 wide, so if I put one there and skip like every 3, that would give me roughly 27 blocks wide that I can make the rooms. So these would be smaller rooms than other areas. But I think I'm okay with that. Wait a minute. Oh, I was like wondering why I was right up against the wall. Hey, how's it going? Alright. I might change this trim piece. Let's see. Light gray. Usually I don't like it when the top of the door is flush with the wall. So like originally I wasn't planning to have these stairs here. That's why like this is how it was gonna look. But I might let it slide. Yeah, that's like a pretty good way of looking at it. That's how I look at it too, basically. Most of the rooms that I've built that aren't from the movie, almost all of them are spheres that are basically inside of a giant box. The chocolate room is like one of the only ones that isn't. Alright, so I think I'm gonna do a door on every 4th platform. So it gives me enough room that I can make the rooms relatively large if I want them to be. I'll go back and put the glass in later. I think that's an okay distance. So, I mean, that gives me, like... Oh, well. No, I need... I need a lot more room than this, actually, because I failed to take into account that if I made this sphere, like, say, 25 blocks, that's going to come out to, like, right here, which severely limits what I can do with this door. So I'm going to have to space these out, like, really far. But since these rooms can't be as big anyway, if I moved it down, like, to here, that would give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would give me, like, 35 blocks. Can do, like, you know, a 17 size circle for each. That's not too bad. I might just do that. And then extend this hallway down some. I think I would like to make the hallway long enough to have three rooms. So 3 on this side, 3 on that side. Have 6 in this hallway. I feel like that's a reasonable amount. Alright, and now I will... Oh, first, let me dig out some space here. I know I don't really have to do this, but... Oh, that's funny. I guess this is lining up with the tunnel ride. Alright, well that's fine. This should be enough space, I think. This is the fizzy lifting drinks room. Well then. To keep this flat, I will just do that. Yeah, if I could green light one movie that I know would never get made, is I wish there could be a prequel or a sequel to the 2005 movie. Because I just think the factory is so interesting in that version that I would like to just be able to see it, more of it. I apologize if through the microphone you hear like a lawnmower going off. One of the neighbors is cutting their grass. Not much I can do about it. Alright, so I said, what was that, every sixth? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. I need to do 7 of these. This might cut it a little close to the fizzy lifting drinks room. I think I will clear it. Alright, cleared it by 1 block. Well, actually, let me think about that, because I won't be able to put a room here, but I could put one on this side. Oh, actually, no, I probably could. I could probably fit one in before it hits that thing over there. I'm just gonna keep my mic muted when I'm not talking, so nobody hears the lawnmower. But what I'm thinking right now is I'm gonna leave this how it is. I'm gonna do the other side because I have more space over there. And then what I might end up doing is just cutting this hallway short and it only having 2 doors in it. Because I feel like if I just randomly decided to put a door on the other side, like at the very end, that it would just kind of look weird. Can't hear the motor. Okay, that's good. It was pretty loud on my end. It was like right near the one window that my desk is by. I guess my mic is able to cancel that out, so that's good. But yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do there yet. I'm probably gonna end up just cutting it off short. But over here, what's the gap between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Okay, so I'm going to change this one more time. I'm going to put these doors here, and if I'm only going to have 2 on this side, I can just move that down by 1 and get rid of the rest. Just so these 2, when I put the other one over there, has a little bit more room so they're not hitting each other. The way I was able to do the build, just with a lot of time. I've been working on it for about, let's see, it's June. I've been working on it for about 9 months at this point, so just doing it very slowly is how I was able to build this. that'll give me enough room to do something here. Let's see how long I've been streaming. About 2 hours. What I'm probably gonna do is finish up the hallways, and then that'll probably end up being it for today. I just don't really, I don't know, I just can't really sit down and play games for a lot of hours consecutively anymore. Yeah, that's fine. I can go put the floor in later. Alright, so every 6th. Alright, for the time being, just gonna close this off with a white wall. very confused on so obviously I accidentally put this one over one block over too far. I need to just I need to copy it and move it over, and that is proving difficult for some reason. Let me just make sure for a sanity check. Alright. Let me just copy it. I'm gonna get rid of it. Oh, that's why I have. Okay. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I can just. I'm trying to get right now the I think this one is that's why, it's because this one's also messed up. Okay, let me undo all of that, grab it here. And then down here, yeah, sure, whatever. Okay. Let me just see if, alright. Can fix the bottom part later. So this is really messed up. You know what? This is more messed up than I want it to be. So I'm just going to redo that real fast. Whoops. Nothing to undo. Okay, whatever. Alright, so let me just delete this then. Well, I guess that would make more sense if I did this. Alright, let me get this out of here. Let me fix that, and then I can add that whole way back in. Let me make sure it's the right length. 7, 8, 9. Yes, it is. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me make sure this is I need to fix that first. I think I forgot to fix that last time over here. And then I can copy it in. And yeah, after I finish this, that will be it for today. This project has been, or like this build today has been more annoying than I thought it would be. Okay, now that that's done finally, get rid of this. All right. Alright, now it's finally okay. And I can just, once again, put the floor in later. As long as I make sure that I stay lined up this time. Alright, so let me put this door in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's line up 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. lastly, we'll do the white wall. Much better, much better. So 3 on this side, and temporarily just 2 on this side. Honestly, what I might do is just put a wall up there for now and close that off like this. Okay, 1 block. And then I'm gonna have to go through and fix the lighting because I messed a good bit of it up when I was like, you know, trying to fix all of my errors with the alignment. So if I decide to to revisit this area and change it up a little bit, it'll be there. And if I don't, it'll just stay covered up, which is fine. Just like that. So 2 on this side, 3 on that side. Even if it only stays 5 rooms, I think that's better than none, so. I might come back and try to find a way to add a little something else to this hallway to make it a little bit more interesting. But I might try to get some inspiration from the movies or something like that. But yeah, so we got the start of the corridor, and it's pretty much a blank slate to add in some new stuff. Like I said, the only one I have planned that I definitely want to do up here, oh, there's some thunder going on outside over by me, is I want to put the barber shop in one of these rooms, probably one of these top ones, because this is where the least amount of space is in here. There's some lag going on. I need to allocate some more memory to my game. That's probably why. But yeah, so I think that's where I'm going to stop it today. Got a good bit done yesterday and today. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. For people who have watched my streams before, I usually don't stream over the weekend or on Fridays. I usually stream during the middle of the week. That's usually when I have time. So most likely I won't have another stream out or do another one until sometime next week. I do have a video that I want to make, though, showing all the things I've changed since my last published video. So I might have some time this weekend to do that at least. But yeah, that's going to do it. Thanks everybody for watching and commenting. I appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.